What's up, guys? Trust and Truth bringing some hardpoint multi-team on Plaza. This one's a little different. I'm not going to drop a ton of kills or have a really significant KD. This is probably the hardest game that I've played yet on Black Ops 2. And since I play a lot of multi-team hardpoint, this just ended up being the toughest one. Even though we win by 100, like the guys with the KDs in here were, I think there was 2 guys over 3 KDs, and then there was 2 or 3 other guys with over a 2 KD, and then the one other guy had like the KD in a 1.5 or something like that. So we knew we were going to get a tough challenge, and you normally don't do that for multi-team because usually people pick who they want to play. So if I play with 2 friends and we're all 3 Prestige Masters, and then if another group joins and they're all 3 Prestige Masters, they're going to probably leave. Rarely do we get people to stay in and play us. But this case here, we were doing a little crap talking to the one team, so we knew they were going to stay. Just because that's how we roll when we play it. It tends to bring a lot of fun to us. And then the other team, surprisingly, that came in just stayed. And they sort of they engaged in the crap talking after the game when we beat them. And then they left, of course. But here, this is the second hard point here. I struggled really bad early on. It seems like, when I watched the film back, it seems like I just exchanged the kill for a kill. It seemed like I did that non-stop, but I ended up finishing 50 and like 32 maybe or something around there, with 9 caps and like 14 defends. The class I'm using, this is my go-to gun when I'm getting into a tough situation. This or the Scar. But in this case, because my Scar doesn't have Ghost on it, the UAV spam was getting a little ridiculous, and we weren't shooting them down this game because we knew that they were going to keep popping up. So I went to the MSMC, which is silenced, and it has extended mags on it. That's how I've always ran mine. It seems to work the best for me. That was just a terrible shooting to come up behind him. And then you can see there I have Blind Eye, Ghost, Cold-Blooded, Scavenger, and then Extreme Conditioning. This is the only class that I run. I think this is the only class that I run 5 perks on. I maybe run it on one other class, but I have no equipment, which really can be a downfall in objective game types sometimes. To have no grenade or stuns, they can be really big. Like in this instant here, we were just trying to hold and contest the hard point as long as possible. Because if they're not scoring and we're not scoring, then it's a win-win because it's just a draw. It's a wash. The key to this game, I think, sort of was that I'm sure they did too, we know where the next hardpoint's going to go. Like this one's under this plaza building right here. And see, obviously someone knew it because they were already sitting in there. But that's the key to hardpoint when you play against good competitors. It's having at least one person sneak out to the next hardpoint with like 20 to 15 to 10 seconds left to try to get a good jump on the next one and get set up. Because that's all what it's about. Especially when there's 2 teams and they're spawning it every which way. You really want to get set up there. My brother got set up, so I'm just trying to move around and look for areas. And the best hard point to hold on this map is the very first one. Because they can only come in 3 locations, and it seems like everything's so closed in there. So you know it's going to be tight, narrow corridors where they're coming in at. These other hard points, they can just arrive. Like this one here, they can just arrive from any spot. So it's pretty tough to defend for. And we had a great spawn here to be able to, I think we begin to set up here soon for this one because the next one comes back into there, yeah. So we just have one person go out the right way, another person go out the left side, and then another person come out, just watch through the center. And here I'm just trying to watch the left side and move back and forth. I was surprised when I played this back. Right here is a perfect shift. We just moved down to cover all the corridors, but I was surprised how many gun battles I really lost. I don't typically do this bad, but I thought I would show the gameplay anyway because I mean we played really well as a team. And the Digital Warfare 24/7 3v3 tournament's coming up, so I'd figured I'd show something on the competitive level since that's going to be quite competitive compared to like frontline events and whatnot. Early on we have 102. I mean, we're only up by 30 points here. A little over 30 points, but I think we win by 200 to 100, so I really think later on we sort of break their spirit to keep playing. You can see right there, I was only 22 and 18 at that point, so pretty much like I said, I was just exchanging kills for deaths, which when you play against good teams, I would say anytime you get over a 1, well, it all depends on the game mode, but if you get over a 1 KD against these kind of players, then you know you're doing something right, because obviously people are going to have to go negative, and if it's not you, then as long as you're playing the objective, then it's a good thing. I don't think it has to be much higher than that, and 50 and 32 is not bad against the players we were in for. I mean, I don't think they expected quite as much out of my team, because I have the highest KD out of the 3 people I play with. It's only a 275, so I'm not sure if they were expecting as good of a fight as we put up. And also, the other thing I'm surprised is that no one dashboarded. Usually when people are losing here, they tend to leave. I'm pretty sure no one left the game and they stayed in and fought out. Here we're setting up for the 3rd hard point. This one, we always just spread out. I know when you play 6v6, you tend to have, like when we play 6v6, I always have at least 2 randoms on our team, so they tended to just be right on top of you. But if you can spread out and watch all doorways, that's the best way to lock it down. And then when someone dies, then it just creates double duty for some of your other teammates. But I've been playing with the one person in here is my twin brother, and then the other person in here is my best friend in real life, and we've been playing COD together since COD 4, where we played Team TAC together. So we're really experienced playing with each other, especially my brother and I can sort of, his TV's like right across, I can see his TV in my view, so when he dies, I can sort of read what's happening. And it's just, I think it's phenomenal the way us 3 work together and communicate to win. That's our best thing. We're not like over-skilled players. I mean, we're solid, but the way we communicate, I think, is our biggest trait. And here, this is getting towards the end. I mean, we only have 2 minutes left and we're up by 60 and or 80. The one team, the really good team, continuously kept trying to bombard us. And here I think myself and Bo Jiggity, we clear out early from this hard point and head to the next one, because the very first hard point, which it's going to go back to, is the key one. It's the easiest one to hold, and if you can get set up, you can hold it the best. So we actually leave this one, I think, at like 15 seconds left, and try to hold this one, knowing if we can hold this one, the next one for like 30 seconds, we got it in the bag pretty easily. And then my brother even sits in here and he ends up holding it the last 10 seconds or so by himself, which was really key. And I think we sort of at that point broke their spirit. But yeah, I have on the UAV lightning strike and the orbital VSAT. I don't even get the VSAT at all. Someone else, I think my brother gets the VSAT towards here. Other than that, I get maybe 1 or 2 lightning strikes, so you can see that I didn't play the best, but we were able to get the kills in crunch time. As soon as the enemy was coming in, we were able to stop them, and that's the biggest thing. While I'm constantly strafing back and forth because UAVs, and if you sit still, they're going to pick you up, which would render Ghost useless. So that's why I constantly just fidget my thumbstick around and move around. I've gotten to the habit of doing that for Black Ops 2, when I know we're not going to destroy UAVs. And this game here, like a tough game like this, like I said, the hardest one I've played, you really don't have that much time to pull out the FHJ. Like, I'm a big user of it, and so are the people I play with. We're always shooting things down, but when you know you're in for a tough battle, then you got to worry about the objective first, and then just sort of disregard the kill streaks unless it's like a chopper or something that's constantly going to be pestering you. But you see here, as soon as we get the orbital VSAT, it changes your whole outlook. You should know at least how to beat the opponent and just mess around with his head by just watching the triangle on the mini-map. You can set him up to your advantage rather than letting him blindside you or something. That's why the orbital VSAT's such a huge part of the game, especially for a multi-team. If you can get that, you can turn the whole game in your tide. See, there's I think only my second lightning strike, which I was happy to take, and at this time we're just congratulating each other for a successful win, because we really outplayed some pretty good guys. At least their KD stats would show. I mean, maybe perhaps they're not. I mean, their gun skills seem to be pretty talented. Well, that's the end of the video. I go, I think, 58 and 30, which isn't too bad.